you very much. Oh, I've been waiting to say this for a long time, but I knew him before he was famous. Who else knew him before he was famous? Anyone else knew him before he was famous? He's always been famous. He's got that star quality, doesn't he? He's got something about him. Well, what a wonderful evening, a book launch. The book is already #3 for its category. What a phenomenal achievement. It was only launched today. It's #3 for its category. Well done. He did buy just 10 to get it there, just there. So, yeah, but still, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You got to win how you got to win, don't you? Right? But we're in a casino. Let's talk odds. Let's talk odds. 7 to 1 to win. He's got 7 to 1 to win. I would back those odds, right? You put down your 1 pays 7. I'd be getting down and taking those odds any day of the week. 8 out of 9 challenges won. That's not a bad odds, right? So on the show, 8 out of 9. So I knew Richard going through something called the KPI program. Anyone know what the KPI program is? Yeah, quite a few people. So KPI program, Key Person of Influence Accelerator program. Richard just trailblazed all the way through that program. He had that standout quality, he was driven to get all the results done, and then he just sort of got to the end of it and he said, well, what next? Where do I want to go next? And we heard that he had gotten himself onto the Apprentice, and we thought that was just going to be absolutely stunning. But we see a different side of Richard when he's edited into little sound bites, but the real Richard is much more interesting and much more insightful and much more entrepreneurial and much better than the sound bites. I got to know Richard and I found that he's just one of the most classy, brilliant, driven entrepreneurs I've come across. He's got a fabulous agency called Yomper. There's some Yompers in the room, a few Yompers. It was very nice. The Yompers were all playing together on the craps table, and even when one of them just kept losing again and again, they kept saying, we're a team and we're just going to keep backing the loser who loses over and over again. I thought, it's sad, but it's lovely. But it's a nice team culture you've been able to build there. And but the insights, the ideas that have come out in this book, it's a great book. You know, it's one of those things that at the moment, if your business is not thinking digital, then you will get left behind. 2016 is a transformational year where I don't even think, you know, there's online or offline anymore. It's just business, and if you're not online, then you're not in business. Richard's been able to do a brilliant book that brings everyone up to date, gets them thinking about digital, making sure that they're not just thinking about digital, but trailblazing. I love the analogies in the book, the stories in the book. Some of the stories go back to the 1800s. Some of the stories are about the future. And it's just a book that's absolutely rich with really, really great content. My hope for the book, I just so want to see the book outperform Lord Sugar. I really want to see that book. It's on everyone's shoulders here tonight. Just go out and buy 5 copies tomorrow, just to sort of stick it to the man a little bit. It would be very nice. I'm sure Richard will drop Lord Sugar an email and just say, have a look at the Amazon rankings right now. If you can do that, that would be hugely helpful. The man of the moment, let's make him feel pretty special. Richard Woods, bring him up.
Thank you so much, appreciate it. Thank you, and thank you, Daniel, and Tim as well, for the double introduction there, and really appreciate everybody turning up. It's been a ridiculous journey, 2 years in the making to come here. As Daniel said, the KPI Accelerator course was one of the things that sort of opened my eyes to wanting to be an author and actually understanding that I could be an author. I had this massive hang-up about not being able to spell and all the dyslexia stuff that sort of comes with going through school, which, to be honest with you, is really, it's a thing. But actually, I've always seen it as an asset, and it's all about that left-minded thinking and that thinking about outside of the box, because the conventional isn't normally there. And so that's what has sort of inspired me to really look into this. Went on to the KPI TrailBlazer, it was KPI Accelerator, and it talked about pitching correctly, publishing your content, being able to get the right people, and also being able to, you know, network well and have other people around you to be able to support you and have partnerships as well. So I thank you all for coming along, and there's a lot of people here that I partner with, and there's a lot of people here that are good friends as well. So Thank you very much. Let me tell you a little bit about the book itself. It's about harnessing the power of digital and technology to grow your business. And we have an analogy of being able to go up your business growth mountain. It's all about planning. It's about then selling more to your existing client base, finding new clients, and then raising your profile, and then eventually turning up the volume and hitting the top of your mountain. It's been a great process for me, and it's sort of what we do every day at Yomp. So it's my mind in a book, which a lot of you will be probably scared about. So, yeah. But on top of that, I came out and I sort of got through this book writing process, and just one day last Christmas, I was there in Australia with Cara, and looking at the Apprentice results, and someone from Digital Marketing won, like Mark Wright, and I said, God, I could do better than him. And I've spent 10 series sitting on the sofa going, what a bunch of arrogant, you know, la, 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 and saying, yeah, I could do better. So I decided to put the cheeky little application form in, which a few people here have been there, and it's terrible because you talk about you're a tiger and you can do all this sort of stuff. It's like, oh no. And you put it in and you eventually get into it, and you go through this application process and you do these sort of different pitches. And I'd just done something called Pitch Fest at the KPI Accelerator, which teaches you how to pitch properly. So I go in there and I come in and I do my pitch there, and everything, oh, it's good, do audition, audition, audition. 3 days of audition, come out, you get the phone call, and they say you're in. And I go, yes, what am I going to tell Tim? And my long-suffering brother here, who's my business partner now, unfortunately, I sort of turned up to him and said, Tim, I've sort of been applying for this thing. It's called The Apprentice, and I might be away for a little while. You might have to look after the business. Look, my first thank you of the night, and there is going to be a few. It feels like a little bit like a groom speech, so I do apologise. But Tim, can I just get a round of applause? This wouldn't have happened without my brother Tim, please. Thank you. I got some other thank yous as well. Obviously, you'll see my beautiful wife Cara here is pregnant and due date on the 16th of December. And around about 2 days after I thought, how am I going to tell Tim, Cara goes, we've got this problem. And that's a clear blue pregnancy test came through the door. And the Thursday, before going into the house to do The Apprentice on the Saturday, found out that Cara's pregnant with our second, which is a fantastic piece of news, better than anything else. And I'm delighted. But the support that she's been able to show me, and she spell checked that CV. Probably as much as the next person I'm going to thank has spell checked my book. But she spell checked that CV. She went through my whole business plan, and she has been able to support me and basically bring up Milo, our first child, whilst I've been away doing the Apprentice stuff, pretty much on your own. So thank you very much for that, Cara and Sarah. So we also have a couple more brilliant people that I want to thank, and I'd like to thank Joe and Lucy in front of me. Joe is responsible for the designs that you see in front of you, and he's an excellent, and we really thrashed out some excellent designs. So thank you very much, Joe. And Lucy, absolute saint. She crafted how words that came out of my mind actually make English. And the first draft that I sent over had so many sort of spelling checks and all the rest that went through it. I know you spent hours and hours more than you probably would have done. So look, thank you so much. It's been an amazing job, and I couldn't have done it without you, or you, Joe, as well. So thank you very much, guys. So the last two people I want to thank are my mentors, and those two people. First of all, I've spoken about him before, but Daniel Priestley has really inspired me to be able to develop this and be able to put my mind and my processes and my business into a fast track, and then actually make me realise I can do stuff like The Apprentice, I can do stuff like Pepper. So thank you very much, Daniel. I do appreciate it. So thank you very much. And finally, my old man has been one of the most amazing phenomenal inspirations in my life. He has grown a business from scratch. He did a door-to-door paraffin round, like a bit like the milkman, but holding a little paraffin round out the back of his parents' hardware store, and he grew that into the largest independent oil retail company in the UK, employing over 100, 200 staff, and did incredibly well. And growing up in that sort of environment has really inspired Tim and I, and my sister Jenny as well, who has got her own software business in the social media realm, to actually question what you do and go out there and actually know and believe in what you do as well. And combined with Mum, who would play business books, you know, I listened to Lord Sugar as I'm going to skiing in the France in the back of the book when we were sort of 7 years old, and talking Richard Branson's audios book and Lord Sugar's audios book as well. So Mum, but as well with Dad, massive inspirations, and look, we wouldn't be the people if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you so much. And that's the last. Thank you. So go round of applause for that one. He's there. Okay. Thank you. So I told you it's a little bit like a best man, not a best man speech. I wish it was a best man speech. Got one of those later, haven't we, Timmy? Yeah, I'm going to do his soon. So the last thing I want to do is I want to thank all the apprentice people for coming along here. Guys, you guys have been amazing, been really brilliant, going to battle with you day in, day out, and for you to actually bother turning up to this, I really do appreciate it. And if I could be so bold to ask you all, I'd like to do a group photo with all the apprentice guys from this year and also from last year as well, if that's right, Solomon, to come up on stage and do a massive load of photos. Got a camera here as well, and I'm going to get a load of books out. So if you guys are all right with that, a little bit of shameless plugging, which I know that you guys don't mind, if I can invite you all up on stage, and thank you very much as well. So please do come up. 1, 2, 3, TrailBlazer.
Trailblazer. No one did it, isn't it?